أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. This is a topic on practicing on the knowledge a person has. A person practices on the knowledge he has, that knowledge becomes beneficial. It brings him near to Allah Ta'ala and acquires the pleasure of Allah Ta'ala. Every matter has a purpose. If that purpose is fulfilled, then that matter becomes beneficial. Food. The purpose of food is to eat. If somebody has cooked the food is in front of him, if he will eat it, he will benefit. That food has become a benefit. And food is cooked, somebody does not eat it, does not give it to anyone to eat, stays one time, second time, third time, food will go to waste, and it will not be used to anyone. Everything has a purpose. If that matter is used for that purpose, then it is of benefit. The purpose of house is to live. If people are living in a house, that house is of benefit. If the house is left empty, that is waste of that house. Slowly and gradually, it will start to leak, windows will break, the plaster will come off, and eventually it will become in a state of demolition. So this applies to everything. That whatever is the purpose of that matter, car. If a car is used, then it will be of benefit. The car is not used, just left outside the door, outside the house, then that's a waste of that car, and in due time it will start to rust, and its parts will not work. This applies to everything, same with knowledge. The knowledge is practiced upon it, that knowledge of benefit, it will bring the person towards Hidayat and near to Allah Ta'ala. So to emphasize this point, this is a topic, one is to acquire knowledge, that's one commitment, that's one duty. And the other commitment, other duty, responsibility is to practice upon it. And it's such a duty that is not even mentioned. Because it's something, if you put food in front of someone, you don't need to say eat. The purpose of putting food in front of someone is to eat. So exactly the knowledge, if somebody acquires the knowledge, he does not need to be told, I practice on the knowledge you have, act on the knowledge you have. So that is something incumbent with the knowledge. So nevertheless, this is a topic on the importance of practicing on the knowledge a person has. The person practicing on the knowledge he has, will come near to Allah Ta'ala, he will come near to Deen, and inshallah Ta'ala, it will take him into Jannat. Man salaka tariqa yaltamisu fihi ilman, sahhala Allahu lahu bihi tariqan ila Jannah. Whoever walks on a path of knowledge of Deen, and Allah Ta'ala will make the path out of the paths of Jannah easy for him. While he is acquiring knowledge of Deen, he passes away. Whatever knowledge he practices upon him, if he dies in such a state, easily meaning without any reckoning, without any questioning, without any punishment, he will enter into Jannah, which is the purpose of worldly life. Man zuhziya lin-nar wa udkhila al-jannah faqad faz. The person who has been kept away from Jahannam and entered into Jannah, he has become successful. The scale of success is not this world. The scale of success is the hereafter. The person who has been kept away from Jahannam, entered into Jannah, he has become successful. So success does not depend on the worldly life. How wealthy he became, and how famous he became, how popular he became, whatever. That is no scale of success. The scale of success is the hereafter. And the person is saved from Jahannam, entered into Jannah, that is success, and that depends on practicing In Quran Sharif, wherever Allah mentions Iman, Allah mentions Amal with it. Inna alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat. Man amila salihan min dhakarin aw untha wa huwa mu'min. So first entry in Jannah is with Iman and good actions. So this topic is to emphasize the value and importance of knowledge of Deen. For Allah has given us a sense of our knowledge of Deen are three: Quran, Hadith and Fiqh. So we learn Quran Sharif, we learn Hadith Sharif, we learn the Masail. Now we should look upon ourselves. We know 5 times Salat is first. And somebody neglects the Salat, doesn't perform Fajr Salat, he doesn't perform Isha Salat, and he's wasting that knowledge. Regarding everything, the knowledge we have, the purpose of the knowledge is to practice. The more the person practices on his knowledge will increase, to bring him near to Allah Ta'ala, and it will make his path towards Jannah easy also. And opposite of that, a person has been blessed with the knowledge, but he does not practice on that knowledge, he practices against that knowledge. Then Allah's anger is very, very severe upon such a person and such a people. Regarding the ulama of Yahud, Allah mentions, مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ حُمِّلُوا التَّوْرَاةَ ثُمَّ لَمْ يَحْمِلُوهَا كَمَثَلِ الْحِمَارِ يَحْمِلُ أَسْفَارًا. The example of those people who have been blessed with the knowledge of Tawrat, but they did not fulfill their responsibility of practicing upon it and propagating to the people. They're like donkeys. That you put bundle of kitab on the back of a donkey, the donkey is a Sahib kitab. Is that not any benefit to him? He's Sahib kitab. So just as the whole bundle of kitabs on the back of a donkey, the donkey becomes Sahib kitab, but that Sahib ilm. But though that kitabs are not beneficial to the donkey, Allah classifies a person who has a knowledge of any kitab of Tawrat, Quran Sharif, any kitab. But if he does not practice upon him, he is classified with the donkey. As donkey does not benefit from the kitabs, the same, this person, he is not benefiting from knowledge he has. The donkey's knowledge, the kitabs on his back, our knowledge in our heart. But the classification is same. The donkey is not benefiting from the kitabs he has upon him. This person is not benefiting, so because of that he is classified with the donkey. Another verse Allah mentions, so those people who practice on their knowledge, Allah praises them. Those people who don't practice upon their knowledge, Allah criticizes them and laments them. On another verse in Quran Sharif, وَاتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ الَّذِي آتَيْنَاهُ آيَاتِنَا فَانْسَلَخَ مِنْهَا فَأَتْبَعَهُ الشَّيْطَانُ فَكَانَ مِنَ الْغَاوِينَ. So regarding this verse, it's written in Tafsir Khazin. Tafsir Khazin में लिखा है कि ये आयत सख्त तरीन आयत है. Tafsir Khazin, Arabic Tafsir. It's written, this verse is a very, very stern and very, very severe verse. उन उलमा के मुतालिक जिनका मकसूद अपने इल्म से दुनिया और ख्वाहिशात नफसानिया है. For those ulama whose purpose is to acquire the dunya, fame, wealth, and to fulfill their lowly desires. Allah has blessed with the knowledge of deen, but they're turning towards the dunya, they're turning towards the wealth of the dunya, and they're using it to fulfill their lowly desires. So this verse is a very stern verse concerning such a people. और वो जो ख्वाहिश नफ्स का इत्तिबा करते हैं, for those ulamas who follow their nafs, the rule of practicing the deen is control of the nafs. No person is able to control his nafs, more he will be able to act on the deen. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا عَلَيْكُمْ أَنفُسَكُمْ. So knowledge will guide us. This is right, this is wrong, this is jaiz, this is not jaiz. But the practice will come by control of the nafs. More control person has over nafs, more he will be able to act upon his knowledge. Person has a knowledge, but the nafs is in top of him. He knows Fajr Salat is first. But His nafs interval does not allow him to wake up, he will not perform Fajr Salat. And it applies to everything. The knowledge is like eyes, it will show us the path, it will show us the way. But after that, it is up to us to walk upon it. In the same way, the knowledge will show us this is right, this is wrong, this is permissible, this is not permissible, this is halal, this is haram. But the practice will come by control of the nafs. More control a person has, more he will be able to practice on his knowledge. And the lesser control person has, even having knowledge, he will act against the knowledge, he will act against the desire of the nafs, the path shown by shaitan and by the society. So nevertheless, this verse, وَاتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ الَّذِي آتَيْنَاهُ آيَاتِنَا, is a very, very stern and a very, very hard ayat concerning those ulamas of knowledge, but they fell for their nafs, shaitan, and they follow the lowly desires, and they do not act on the knowledge they have. और उसकी वजह ये है कि उस शख्स को अल्लाह ताला ने खुसूसियत बख्शी थी. The reason for criticizing that person is such a way, Allah Ta'ala says the example is like a dog. So on one side Allah says the example like a donkey. In another place, the alim who fell for the world, who desires of the nafs, Allah Ta'ala classifies him with a dog. If somebody tells you are a dog, how will you feel? Somebody tells a donkey, still straight away will erupt, will become angry. Will it be donkey? Will it be kalb? It's Allah saying. So you can fight with Allah Ta'ala. You can show your anger to Allah Ta'ala. You could be donkey, you could be dog. But this is what Allah Ta'ala classifying. और उसकी वजह ये है कि उस शख्स को अल्लाह ताला ने खुसूसियत बख्शी थी अपनी आयात और अक्लमंदी और इल्म और इसमें आज़म से, और उसकी दुआ को मकबूल बना लिया था. The reason being, Allah Ta'ala had blessed him with all the goodness. Allah Ta'ala blessed him with good brain, Allah Ta'ala blessed him with knowledge of Torah, and Allah Ta'ala made him mustajab da'wat. The dua he would make, Allah Ta'ala would accept. So, what greater ni'mat than this? Ni'mat of knowledge, ni'mat of good understanding, ni'mat of his du'as being makbul. Having such a great ni'mat, he falls for the nafs, he falls for shaitan. Who can be more misfortunate than such a person? Thus, giving priority to dunya over deen. This happens when a person gives priority, importance to dunya over deen. He takes the deen to be. Allah has made someone hafiz al-Quran. Allah has made someone alim al-Quran. Allah has made somebody alim al-Hadith. But his inclinations towards the khwahishat of the nafs, the desire of the nafs, will be more misfortunate than such a person. So that was the reason for Allah to criticize this person and classify him with dog, that he was blessed with such a great ni'mat of deen. और उसकी दुआ को कबूल किया था. He was, whatever dua he made, and he was in a good condition. That was his state when he was in a good condition. But the nafs overtook him. He started to follow the nafs. Shaitan started to show him the ideas. He started to do those ideas. Slowly and slowly, he moved away from deen. And eventually, he reached such a stage, he started to become like shaitan. Shaitan shows wrong path. He started to show wrong path to people. जब उसने ख्वाहिशात नफ्स का इत्तिबा किया, the root comes here. We can't stop the nafs from desires, but practice to act upon it or not to accept it, that is in our control, that is in our willpower. We can slug it away, we can stay away from what the nafs and shaitan has put into it, to stay safe. That is our imtihan, that is our test. And the nafs and the shaitan, they show the way. It is very, very difficult. Usually we fall for it, even knowing this is wrong, this is haram. But the person goes forward and commits it. जब उसने ख्वाहिश नफ्स का इत्तिबा किया और दुनिया की तरफ झुका. So the desires came into him, he started to follow them. Nobody is empty of desires. But our duty, our responsibility, we don't follow them. Desire comes, let's watch TV. You can't stop that desire, but it's in your control whether to watch TV or not. You have a smartphone, the desire comes, let's look at this, this and this. So that you can't stop that desire. But to look at it or not, that is in our control. And that is what we are responsible for. We are not responsible for the thoughts to come in our mind. That is not in our control. But if evil thought comes, such lust and such a thought comes, then our duty is not follow it, don't act upon it, we'll stay safe. So this is what happened with this person. Shaitan put ideas in him, must put ideas in him, he took them up. He started to follow them. When a person starts to follow these, then he goes wrong and he changes his path. Morning, 4 o'clock, there's salat. The nafs said, come on, get up, make wuzu, go to masjid, perform salat. That's what the nafs will say. The nafs will say, that's not the nafs, it's become farishta, angel. But nevertheless, we heard the ring, we heard the azan, we woke up. Still, what will the nafs say? Oh, very short night. My head is heavy, my back is heavy. Oh, pull the two-way, go to sleep. If he goes to sleep, he's failed. But uses willpower, he shrugs away the duvet, he gets out. So this is the meaning. And this is our test. This is an example regarding everything. फिर जब उसने ख्वाहिश नफ्स का इत्तिबा किया और दुनिया की तरफ झुका और उसको आखिरत का बदल बनाने पर राजी हो गया, तो जो कुछ उसको अता हुआ था वो छीन गया. अल्लाह का blessed in knowledge, good understanding, and his dua was accepted. Such a great name of deen he was blessed with. But Shaitan came behind him, the nafs overtook him, and the ideas the nafs and Shaitan started to put in him, he started to follow them. So that is the downfall. When evil thoughts, desires, passion, they come, that in itself is nothing wrong, it's something normal. But the nuqsan occurs, the harm occurs, and we start to follow them, and we start to act according to them. This is what happened with this person. We can see one morning till night, what thoughts comes in our mind. But they come and go, we don't follow them, we don't act upon them, inshallah no nuqsan will come. But we hold these thoughts, we start to practice, we start to follow them, now the person will fall into sin and harm. So whatever he was blessed with, it was taken away. Two things don't meet together. A cup, there's a filth and dirt in it, and you put milk in it. The milk will stay milk? No, exactly same. One heart, the Quran Sharif, and the desires of the world, the lust, they don't stay together. If the heart starts to go towards the lust, passion and desire, the Quran Sharif slowly, his mind will become weak, and it will fade away. And it will go out of his mind. Two opposite things that don't join together. Knowledge of deen and the khwahisat, the desires that don't join together. The desires in the heart, the nur of the knowledge of it, the words he may have, but the nur of the knowledge will not come in the heart. The tawfiq of practice, it will go away from that person. The tawfiq of making khidmat of deen will go away from that person. His heart will change. His motivation will be taken away. So the reason behind that, जब उसने ख्वाहिश नफ्सानी, first thing, following the nafs. Secondly, दुनिया की तरफ झुका, turn towards the leisure, the desires of the world. Good food, go to takeaway, go to restaurant, go to hotel, go to a club, good clothes, these are the desires of the world. और उसको आखिरत का बदल बनाने पर राजी हो गया. And he made the world in exchange of the hereafter. He gave priority to the world, the worldly food in preference to the food of the hereafter, the worldly everything. That he gave priority to worldly matters over the matters of the hereafter. तो जो कुछ उसको अता हुआ था वो छीन गया. Whatever he was blessed with, the namas of deen, they were all taken away. It doesn't happen suddenly. It doesn't happen just one day. Slowly and gradually the person does not even realize. And he's reached the other end. Now his eyes open up, where I was, where I am now. So these things usually are so subtle, and in such a long period of time, the person does not realize. Allah has given somebody the basira, the understanding. He can see, like a doctor, he can see an ill person, he can recognize he's ill. Ill person himself can't recognize. He's walking, he's eating, he's doing his work. So you know, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. The experienced doctor, he will understand that his health is deteriorating, his health is going down. Same with the deen. Especially the student, he does not recognize, he does not understand, I'm going down, I'm falling behind. And if he's told, he doesn't know, I'm fine, I do my sabbath, I come to my class. He does not realize his heart is turning towards other things. और दीन से खालिद होकर दुनिया और आखिरत का खसारा उठाया. And eventually he went out of the deen, he lost his dunya, and he lost his hereafter also. This is the end result of turning towards. At that time he said, oh, I enjoy myself, I enjoyed it. But when that enjoyment finishes, he will look at his heart, it will gloom in the heart. 1 day, 2nd day, 3rd day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. The change takes gradually, not just suddenly and not in just 1 day. But usually when it happens, the person does not understand. He thinks, I'm fine, my life is fine, I perform my salah, I do my good work. So his sight does not want the changing of the heart. और कौन है जो दुनिया की तरफ मैला ख्वाहिशात का इत्तिबा करने से महफूज है? And the author is putting a question, who is there that who can save himself from turning towards the world, and the desire is something natural. We are walking out on the footpath, the women walking around, so who is he? So his heart does not turn towards the women and girls. Something attractive, natural. Music is going on. Who is it that his ears will not go toward the music? It is natural. सिवाय उसके के अल्लाह ही ने तकवा देकर उसकी हिफाजत फरमाई. Except that person, Allah gave him taqwa, fear of Allah Ta'ala, Allah protected him. And who this happens? وَيَهْدِي إِلَيْهِ مَنْ أَنَابَ وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. The person has eagerness in himself first, has intention of doing good and staying away from bad. So that's the first step. And he's looking for these things, and he's plunging in these things. He falls for it, he's not saved. Person goes to shopping in the name of shopping, he goes to look at her and her. So how will he be given tawfiq when his intention is to fulfill his lust and passion and desire? So the first step is from our side. We make intention to save ourselves from the lowly desires and passion. We make dua to Allah Ta'ala, and when the occasion comes, we make effort to control ourselves. Hopefully he will be given tawfiq. Otherwise, he's plunging himself. Somebody jumps in a fire and he hopes I'll be saved. Exactly same is here. सिवाय उसके क्या अल्लाह ही ने तकवा देकर उसकी हिफाजत फरमाई हो. And whom Allah gives? the person has the intention, he makes dua, and he makes effort from his side. He keeps a mobile, and night time, and he's looking at his mobile. How will he be saved? So it's first that we make intention, we make effort, we fight with our nafs, then inshallah tawfiq from Allah will come. And the person is plunging himself, then he is not saved. और अपने नफ्स के उयूब का बीना बनाए, Allah Ta'ala opens up his faults upon him. And usually I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me, I don't do anything wrong, I do everything right. So this is our usual way. Except Allah gives tawfiq and opens up his eyes of the heart. He starts to look at his fault. I have this fault in me, I have this weakness in me, I do this wrong. Then inshallah Ta'ala, ill person. Usually he's ill, but he can eat on time, he can work on time, I'm fine, there's nothing wrong with me. But if Allah gives the understanding, then we turn towards the doctor, we take the advice of the doctor, same with the इमाम अबू दाऊद ने हज़रत अबू हुरैरा रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु से रिवायत की है कि फरमाया रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने, जिसने वो इल्म हासिल किया जिससे अल्लाह ताला मतलूब हुआ करते हैं, knowledge of deen, the person who acquired knowledge of Quran Sharif, Hadith Sharif and Masail, these are the knowledge through which we acquire pleasure of Allah Ta'ala. मगर उसका हासिल करना सिर्फ इस गर्ज से हो कि दुनिया का कोई मतलब पूरा करे, तो उसको क़यामत के दिन जन्नत की हवा भी नहीं लगेगी. So somebody acquired knowledge of deen, Quran, Hadith and Fiqh, and these are the knowledge by practicing upon it, he acquired the pleasure of Allah Ta'ala, he acquired the Jannah. But his purpose was to acquire dunya, become famous, that he makes a good bayan, he recites a good qiraat, and he becomes famous among people, people admire him, people praise him, people invite him, Hadhrat, come to my house, I'll make da'wah for you, and come to our masjid, I'll make bayan, and recite qiraat, etc. So, but his intention is to become famous, to acquire worldly wealth. With that intention, he doing all this, good qiraat, good hifz, good bayan, etc. The act is good, but the intention is wrong. So, such a person on the day of Qiyamah, he will not even have the fragrance of Jannah. Never mind, meaning before being punished, he will not enter into Jannah. और ये इसलिए कि उसने अपने इल्म का मकसूद भी ज़ात दुनिया को बनाया. And the reason being that he made the knowledge of deen, which is the knowledge to acquire pleasure of Allah and Jannah, he made it a means of acquiring worldly fame and worldly benefits. The purpose of deen knowledge is not world. This is why any person, or usually parents, when they have to put the child in a madrasa for Hafiz and alim class, they don't look at the chart. If you become Hafiz, what will his wages? If he becomes a Qari, what will his wages be? If he becomes a good alim? Because that's not the purpose of this knowledge. The purpose is how deendar he will become and how much he will practice upon it. On the other hand, if somebody puts his son in the college, there are many different subjects: doctor, engineer, pilot, solicitor, barrister. So they look at the chart. If you become a doctor, what will his yearly salary? If he becomes engineer, what will his, and then they choose from there. So, but indeed, as any father, mother, when thinking about putting the child in a madrasa, they have thought what his wages will be? No, but that is not the purpose of knowledge of deen. The purpose of knowledge of deen is to practice and acquire pleasure of Allah Ta'ala, acquire Jannah and save oneself from Jahannam. So this person, he made the knowledge of Deen a means of acquiring worldly fame and worldly benefits. बस वो हासिल हो गया. So he became famous Qari, he became famous Alim, people praised him and people gave him gifts and worldly. So his purpose was fulfilled in the world. There is no share for him in the hereafter. और आखिरत में उसका कोई हिस्सा बाकी नहीं रहा. And there is no share for him in the hereafter. क्योंकि दुनिया और आखिरत की मिसाल ऐसी है जैसे दो शौकने कि एक को राजी करोगे तो दूसरी को नाराज करना पड़ेगा. So the example of Deen and Dunya is like person has two wives. So if he praises one, the other one, oh, you're favoring her. You paying more attention to her. You're giving more to her. So he can't please both. He feels the other will complain. In the same way, you can't have both, complete of the world and complete of the hereafter. If you give the hereafter, your world won't be according to your wish and desire. And if you turn towards the world, then your akhirat will be left out. इमाम मुस्लिम ने हज़रत अबू हुरैरा रज़ी अल्लाह तआला से रिवायत की है कि रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया है कि क़यामत के दिन सबसे पहले जिसका फैसला किया जाएगा एक शख्स तो वो होगा जो काफिरों के हाथ कत्ल हुआ, कि उसको जब लाया जाएगा तो अल्लाह ताला उसको अपनी नेमतें जतलाएंगे. So on the day of Qiyamah, the first of the people whose judgment will be made, among them the person who fought against a kafir in a jihad, and he slain himself, he died by the hands of the kuffar in jihad. So he gave his life in path of Allah Ta'ala. So he will be brought in front of Allah Ta'ala. And Allah Ta'ala will account upon his ni'mas. I gave you good health, I gave you courage, I gave you this courage to fight with the enemy, and all these ni'mas. और वो उनको समझ लेगा. He'll accept, yes, Ya Allah, you gave me this ni'mat, you gave me this ni'mat, you gave me this ni'mat. उसके बाद अल्लाह ताला फरमाएंगे कि बताओ कितनी नेमतों पर अमल किया. Allah said, the ni'mas I gave to you, upon which ni'mat did you practice? वो जवाब देगा, Allah gave you courage, Allah gave you good health, Allah gave you good strength in the body, Allah taught him how to use the sword, etc. तो उसने वो जवाब देगा, आपके रास्ते में क़िताल किया, यहाँ तक के शहीद हो गया. So he replied, the ni'mas you gave to me, with these ni'mas I fought in your path in jihad, and I kept fighting with the enemy until I was martyred. I gave my life in your path. अल्लाह ताला फरमाएगा झूठ बोलता है. Allah will say you lying. So he gave his life. So not regarding that, his intention. तू झूठ कहते हो, तुमने तो क़िताल इसलिए किया था ताकि कहा जाए कि बड़ा बहादुर है, बस कहा जा चुका. So you fought so that you become famous among the people, people admire you, people praise you, people say he's a very courageous person, he's a very bahadur person, there is no one like him. That was your reason to become famous. So that happened in the world, people praise you and people admire you. So a purpose was fulfilled in the world, you did not do for my sake, you did not do to please me and acquire sawab of it in the hereafter. So this concerning the niyyat. People in madrasa become hafiz, we learn qiraat, or we learn our lesson in the class and we make bayan, etc. So we should look with what intent I'm doing what I'm doing. और उसको मुंह के बल खींच कर जहन्नम में डाल दिया जाएगा. Because of his bad intention, his act was good, but the intention was wrong. So because of the wrong intention, he will be dragged and thrown into Jahannam. He's a Muslim, so after finishing his punishment, he will be brought out. But in the beginning, because of bad intention, this is what will happen with him. और दूसरा शख्स वो होगा जिसने इल्म सीखा और सिखाया. Now this comes upon us. The second person who will be brought in front of Allah Ta'ala will be that person of acquired knowledge of Deen, Quran, Hadith, Fiqh. He was very Fakka Hafiz, his reciting was very good, and he had Qiraat, he taught Qiraat, etc. And he taught the knowledge. और कुरान शरीफ पढ़ता था, बस उसको लाया जाएगा. He will be brought in front of Allah Ta'ala, और अल्लाह ताला उसको अपनी नेमतें जतलाएंगे कि वो उनको पहचान लेगा. Allah says, I gave you good mind, and it was easy for you to read Quran Sharif, memorize Quran Sharif, understand Quran Sharif. It was easy for you to acquire knowledge of Deen. फिर पूछेंगे कि क्या काम किया. That I will ask him, the knowledge I gave to you, what did you do with that knowledge? So, this is a person who is practicing on the knowledge, but his intention is wrong. And a person who is practicing against the knowledge has a double wabal. बस उसको वो जवाब देगा कि मैंने इल्म सीखा और सिखाया और कुरान आपकी रजामंदी के लिए पढ़ा. He will answer that, Ya Allah, I learned Quran Sharif and I taught Quran Sharif, and I recited Quran Sharif for your pleasure, to please you. इरशाद होगा कि झूठे हो. Allah says, you lying. तुमने इल्म, we can say anything to people. Whatever we do, we can cover it and we can make a story, but one cannot trick Allah Ta'ala, one cannot deceive Allah Ta'ala, one cannot hide from Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala knows the inside out. So regarding usually students, something wrong, Ustad asks him, he makes a story. He tries to cover it up. So you can come from the Ustad, the supervisor, the principal, the whole world. Can you hide it from Allah Ta'ala? Can you trick Allah Ta'ala? Can you deceive Allah Ta'ala? So the ultimate part is with Allah Ta'ala, not with the people, not with the parents, not with the Ustad, not with the supervisor. So one should bear that in mind. You can get away from everyone, but one cannot get away from Allah Ta'ala. So he will say, I learned Quran Sharif, I taught Quran Sharif, and I did all this for your pleasure. इरशाद होगा कि झूठे हो, you are lying. तुमने इल्म इसलिए सीखा था कि कहा जाए कि बड़ा आलिम है. You have learned the knowledge of Deen, so people say you are a very great alim, very knowledgeable person. Or Quran is meaning to become famous amongst people. People admire you, people praise you, and then the effect it has, people invite him, and people give dawah to the masjid, etc. It goes further, they fix money for it. One kirat £100, one kirat £500, one kirat £1,000. So that is acquiring world to Deen. Quran says not for these things. And hopefully it doesn't happen here, but in our countries, a person goes to perform Tarawih, and depending on his recitation, he fixes 1,000 per month or whatever. So that's now to be less selling the Quran Sharif, and that's not permissible. The same way taking part in a competition. So one with the intention of propagating the Quran. But usually, person takes to take the gift, or this is for prize. That if he comes first, then he gets prize of £1,000. If he comes second, £500, so on. So that's using Quran Sharif for acquiring the world and worldly matters. और कुरान इस गलत से पढ़ा था ताकि कहा जाए कि फुला शख्स बड़ा कारी है. You recited Quran Sharif, good lehja, good tune, so that you become famous. He's a very great qari. calling to our masjid, calling to our jalsa, calling to our wedding, etc. Chunanche kaha ja chuka. So people praise him, mashallah, Qari Sahib, you read very well, you read very well. He's becoming pleased in his heart. So people praise, there is nothing wrong. But usually the person makes intention that people, they praise me, that is a wrong intention. उसके बाद हुक्म होगा और उसको मुंह के बल दोज़ख में झोंक दिया जाएगा. And Allah will say to the angels, take him into Jahannam and he will be thrown into Jahannam. So these are the examples of people doing good act, good work, but because of bad intention, it's wasted. The believers, after being punished, they will go out. But in the beginning, because of bad intention, bad act also, this will be the consequences and result. तीसरा वो शख्स होगा जिसको अल्लाह ताला ने वुसअत दी और हर किस्म का माल अता किया. Third person is the person to whom Allah Ta'ala gave all type of wealth, money, gold, silver, gardens and farms and animals. So Allah Ta'ala blessed him the worldly wealth. और हर किस्म का माल अता फरमाया, बस उसको लाया जाएगा और हक ताला उसको अपनी नेमतें जतलाएंगे. He will go in front of Allah Ta'ala and Allah Ta'ala, I gave you this nemat, I gave you this nemat, I gave you this nemat. Allah Ta'ala will account to him. जिनको मालूम है, accept, yes, Allah give me this nemat, this nemat, this nemat. फिर अल्लाह ताला फरमाएंगे कि इसके सिले में क्या क्या काम क्या किए. So the nemas I gave to you, what did you do in return of these nemas? How did you use them? वो कहेगा कि मैंने कोई ऐसा रास्ता जिसमें खर्च किया जाना आपको पसंद हो नहीं छोड़ा. He said that whatever pleased you, in whatever way, I did not leave any way that in which I did not act. If there was a masjid being built, I gave him building the masjid. If there was a madrasa being built, I gave him building the madrasa. If there was a need to make a road, I gave him. Meaning, whatever occasion came, which was a good occasion, good cause, I did not stay behind. I went forward and took a part in it. जिसमें आपकी खुशनुदी के लिए खर्च न किया. So wherever the occasion came of a good cause, I did not stay behind. I went forward and I spent my money lavishly in that good cause. Allah Ta'ala फरमाएंगे झूठ बोलते हो. Allah says you lie. Again, tongue is something else, heart is something else. We can only judge on what person says with his tongue, but Allah Ta'ala looks at the inside of the heart. Allah Ta'ala knows what's in the heart, what's the intention. So Allah says you lie, meaning your intention, saying you did all this for my pleasure, that is Allah Ta'ala rejecting him. Otherwise what he did, that is open, he spent here, he spent there, he spent there. So Allah does not be like that. तुमने तो इसलिए किया था ताकि कहा जाए फुला शख्स बड़ा सखी है. But you did all this, so you become famous among people. He's a very generous person, he's a big-hearted person. You wanted to be admired, you wanted to be praised amongst people, and if you have people, they will respect you, they will value you. So these are the effect of these intentions. चुनाचे कहा जा चुका. So you became famous, people praised you, admired you, and if you went to them, they would stand up for you and they would take you to their home and give you this good seat, good place to sit, etc. Is the effect of being respected and honored. बस उसको मुंह के बल घसीट कर दाखिल कर दिया जाएगा. So he'll be trapped and thrown into Jahannam. Make it is a lesson for us. It was a word, it was topic to look up two things. Am I practicing on my knowledge or not? That's the first matter. Secondly, if I'm practicing, what is my niyyat, what is my intention? So two things mentioned. that firstly, the knowledge we have, we know 2 sunnahs before Fajr, 4 sunnahs before Zohar, etc. So we know the sunnah muakkada. But a person has made a habit of continuously missing them out, so it becomes a sin. And regarding everything, we know when we go against that knowledge, we're making our knowledge calamity, musibat upon ourselves. Allah give us tawfiq to make our knowledge valuable, give us tawfiq to keep our intentions correct, and give us tawfiq to practice on the knowledge we have, that it becomes in our favor, not against us.
Allah bihamdihi, subhanakallah bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.